Welcome back once more to the Indiegogo Tech Cafe. Ewan Spence here reporting for Tech Zulu, and of course Austin has a great draw for many people. Tens of thousands of people come here seeking streets paved of Web 2.0 gold, to find riches untold, to find press and media attention falling at their feet, and maybe, just maybe, they might be the next dodgeball. You see, nobody remembers dodgeball. It's just you do. One person does.
Foursquare.
No. Completely different company. Dodgeball and Foursquare have nothing in common. We've looked at the code. To be fair, though, there's lots of things going on at South by Southwest. There are awards, and one of the companies that has made a huge impact here in terms of the media recognition, which is always difficult to get by at South by, unless you're Goala, is Trustev over from Ireland. Joining me now, we have Chris Kennedy and Pat Phelan. Welcome to the show.
How's it going?
Go on, let's see it. You got yourself a trophy, haven't you?
stars.
And not just any trophy. Come on, bring this up again.
You know,
Look at that, the South by Southwest 2014 Accelerator Trophy. How happy are you about that?
thrilled.
So there's one person applauding.
Just so excited. And, we didn't expect stuff like this, because... we soldiered together.
Yeah, we Pat and I go back a long way. We have war stories, and we're not going to mention all of them. But you obviously enter the Accelerator program to get over here, to get into South by.
Yes.
You don't really think about going in to win, do you?
Never. And we'd be ambitious. We're European Startup of the Year, for Nelly Cruz and Richard Branson, etc. But, to come here and, you're looking at the history of the companies that have won this. You're thinking of Foursquare, Twitter,
that one, the other one,
Facebook,
yep.
Siri, and you're going, well, it's not the Irish guys getting that,
No.
And it's just mind blowing, and I think we genuinely, everyone knows we entered to get 2 free tickets, and we got a stand with Enterprise Ireland, and we're thinking, wow, we've made it.
Yeah, you've done that. You've got the hustle. We're
Done.
here. We can sit here. We can hopefully start to build that beachhead into the American market now.
Exactly, and make some contacts. We set up a lot of meetings. We turned up on Friday, done a rehearsal. Now, South by had been very good. They allocated us a coach, done a couple of coaching sessions, made us work with Prezi. Sorry, we're delighted with Prezi. But we worked with Prezi, but it was a 2-minute pitch. And our story is complex.
Yeah. So, Chris, tell us a little bit about that story. What is Trustev? What problems are you seeking to solve?
So, Trustev is eliminating fraud in e-commerce, and how we're doing that is we're not taking the traditional approach to it. We don't want to apply fixed rules that take forever to set up and blocking transactions from country X or anything's over a certain value. What we're doing here is we're looking at each transaction on its own merit. So, we're looking at the customer that's coming in. We're looking at their identity. We're looking at their behavior, their device, whether or not they're using a proxy, and we're applying our own algorithms and our machine learning algorithms across that data to make a decision in real time as to whether or not that customer is who they say they are.
It must be really hard to judge, because either the customer is fine or the customer is fraudulent. So I suppose the big issue is trying to reduce the false positives in there.
Absolutely, and that's what you have right now. With current solutions out there, there's a huge problem with false positives. What you find as well is that the rules are being turned on so strict that they're actually preventing commerce. You're seeing, I think the total market out there, fraud itself is probably about 25 billion a year. Blocked commerce due to fear of fraud, it's north of 100 billion. That's an incredible figure.
So what do you do differently? I mean, can you quantify how better you are at dealing with those false positives?
I suppose we can give it to you in figures. Our false positives are sub 0.5%, which is incredible.
And right now, so just to look at manual review.
Yep.
Manual review is where a company's order comes in, guy has to look at Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn to try find the customer. We were talking to a huge company last week in Europe. Their last piece of their pie to try confirm as the guy is live, is real. They look at his house on Street View. Now, objectively, that's insulting.
Yep.
Because it makes no sense. So the industry standard for manual review right now is 27%. Our figure for manual review is 1.4.
Mm-hmm. And the 0.5 earlier is from automatic.
Exactly.
Right.
So we're not only are we increasing commerce, but we're saving companies tons of money on teams of people, where with the 27, 8% of the 27 that have been reviewed by a human turn out to be fraud anyway. So the humans aren't getting it.
So I suppose the other issue that you have as a company, why South by Southwest is important, is you could have every single bank in the world using you, but you couldn't tell me because they don't want people to know what they're doing security-wise.
That's the main problem. We've about 100 clients. We're about a year out. We came out a year ago. We've about 100 clients across mobile banking, lenders. Online lenders is a very big growth area for us at the moment. Betting. And all of them.
Pretty much anywhere that involves a financial transaction online.
Exactly, and we've no one on our website. So the guy goes, how are things going? Well, we can't really talk about it, but it's going okay.
So can we get a raw number? How many partners do you have now?
We have 104 enterprise customers.
And where are they in the world? They're mostly Europe-based?
Geographically, mostly Europe, some in Asia. We protect about 250,000 transactions a week. About 1 billion pieces of data a month, so it's big Hadoop instances built under our platform, and then we've got big graphical backends. We partnered with a company called Datamere, Silicon Valley, to work with us on that, and it's been an amazing relationship.
And I suppose that's where the South by Southwest awards come in handy. And South by Southwest as a whole, it allows you to get out to America to start building up those relations where you can then go, look, we do have 100 people, but none of them are as big as you.
We've got a trophy.
We've got a trophy. Can I suggest you get a 3D printed copy of that and just take the 3D printed one around?
Put it on the business card. Winner.
You've been at South by Southwest a couple of times before.
First time.
Your first time?
Yeah, first time as well. Yeah.
And you come and you win a trophy. I mean, that's just no.
Yeah.
Wait for next year.
How did Enterprise Ireland prepare you guys for coming over?
It really wasn't Enterprise Ireland. Enterprise Ireland just said you're on the stand, because obviously there was huge demand for the stand. But we spoke to South by completely separately, entered the Accelerator competition completely separately, and they done all the prep for us.
Yeah.
So, it's a bit of, we've been to Mobile World Congress and all the real big ones, Web Summit, but this is a whole different level.
What different feeling does South by give you?
Very friendly. I really enjoyed the nighttime stuff. People really letting go, whereas you're at the other events, and even though it's a week away or whatever, people aren't letting go in the same way, and tons of creativity, especially humans, painting their hair or whatever. It just feels way more funky.
Yeah, and I think, that's right there, but I think the engagement we're getting from so many different types of industries. You go to tech events traditionally, you're in there with techies. Techies are great, they're fantastic, but you're not getting the exposure to guys in the music industry, in the film industry, and they have problems that we can solve as well, but we don't realise that we should be talking to them, and they don't realise that they should be talking to us. South by really, really helps us with that.
Awards aside, what's the biggest thing you're going to take away as a company from attending South by Southwest?
I think for me it was definitely some of the engagement we got as well, but it's just going to add weight to us. I mean, we're pushing into the US right now, we're bringing on customers over here, but being able to hold that trophy up and say, we've been recognised in the same way that Twitter and Foursquare have been recognised, it's just fantastic.
So the other thing you must have said, you've already worked with Datamare, you must have a huge amount of data in the background. There must be some exciting war stories in there in terms of attempted frauds and things that you can tell us about.
Yeah.
We'll pass that one to Paddy, shall we?
This is the on the spot. I suppose the interesting thing, in reality, over the last few weeks, you've seen the American story. Target hacked, Neiman Marcus. This weekend, Sally Beauty. And what you're discovering is the hackers have been in there for months. So you've got 140 million American credit cards in the wild that I can buy for $2 each on 50 sites in the world, and I can go shopping today on your credit card. So what we're seeing is lax data practices, and that's what we've been talking about all week mostly. But we're seeing an awful lot of US credit cards. I suppose if I was to overlook or fraud, what we're seeing the most of at the moment is US consumer credit cards being used from rotating proxies from Asia and Africa, using 3 to 4 countries in Europe as proxies, but rotating massively. We've never seen attempts like it, and what they're all doing is searching for companies that are selling globally to test cards on for a small amount first.
Yeah.
So anyone using digital goods is in pretty big trouble, because
So somebody just try to do like a $2-3 transaction on eBay or something.
$2-3 testing the card, and then next stop is bodybuilding, airline tickets, stuff that's really sellable, electronic goods, things that can be sold for 70 to 80% of face value.
Yeah, and at that point, it's just like human nature and crime that we've seen throughout the years, because it's digital, but it's still crime.
It's in the wild then.
It's matter that it's money laundering, it's turning the goods around, it's taking it out again.
Yeah, but the problem is this crime isn't enforceable. So a guy who owns a website, I think what the average Joe doesn't understand is where there's a disputed transaction with a stolen credit card, there's only one loser. Not the payment gateway, not the bank, it's always the merchant. There's 100% fallback on the merchant. So you could have a knockout month of 50 grand, and in 31 days or 60 days, you get 50 emails from your bank, 50 letters called chargebacks, and they say, we need all that back, and they charge you $20 for each letter as well.
And you're out of the goods as well.
And you're out of goods. So it's a really tough business, and the problem is the internet is growing so quickly, payments are growing so quickly, because there's so much room to grow. We're only at retail, online e-commerce is only at 7.1% of retail. So the space for growth is just astounding.
And there's space for growth there for Trustev as well. So a big thank you, Chris, Pat, for coming
Brilliant,
along.
thank you.
Hold up the trophy once more. I mean, you're never going to tire of that for the next 27 million.
That's going straight to my
years.
mom's house.
Mom, that's what I do for a living. Oh, yeah, that's fine. Do the dishes. You can find out more about Trustev at
Trustev.com or at Trustev.
And you can find more about TechZulu and all the companies we've been talking here at the Indiegogo Tech Cafe back at techzulu.com. We're streaming live for the rest of South by Southwest Interactive. You'll be able to watch all of these again in the coming days and weeks back at the main website. But for now, I'm Ewan Spence. The substitute duties are done. I'm no longer the designated hitter. So it's a goodbye to everybody watching. Goodbye to Amanda, who's probably lurking back at home as well. You can find out more from me, twitter.com/Ewan. For now, I shall say goodbye.